This is the tent from the future. Now stay with us while we go through this video in sections on how we talk about why I chose this tent, pros and cons, setup, takedown, and all the vital information you need to know about keeping your wife happy. Okay, so we're gonna start with the setup section of this video. And I guess the best thing is to go into the Jeep and get the tent out. So come with me. As you can see, it's a tight fit in a two-door, as this tent was originally designed perfectly to fit in the footwell of the back seat of a Gladiator. I did some basic eye-chrometer measurements and said, I think I can fit that in my two-door. Oh yeah. So this would be much easier with a friend, but since I don't have any, and I'm more of an introvert and a loner, I'm gonna fight. Okay, this bag is not the normal bag. This is the all-weather bag or heavy-duty bag you can order it with. So if you wanted to, you could technically strap this tent onto a roof rack. It's all sealed, weather tight, feels better than any raincoat I've ever owned. So, we're open. Here's the tent. Set that over here. We're gonna take off the little protection wrap for the base. Throw it back in the bag. All right, we're already halfway there. So, I'm gonna grab a corner, start popping them up. Oh, here we go. And for basically the last step, ta-da! Basically your friends will still be messing with which pole goes into which section of their REI tent or whatever. So this is phenomenal. Okay, so as you just saw, any monkey can set this up. Even without having any friends on a solo trip by yourself, you can get it out of your vehicle, you can throw it on the ground, you can pull 4 walls and push up the ceiling, and you're done. There's nothing else to do. Let's talk about some of the things I really like about this tent and what made me choose it over other options I could have went with. And then after that, we're gonna pull out the spec sheet on the website and tell you all the things I forgot about. So, let's go over here. 1, it is definitely a presence. This doesn't look like your average REI tent or rooftop tent when you go to a campground. So one off, it's gonna be a conversation piece. At the time I ordered this tent, there were 3 colorways. One was black, one was this nice silvery gray, and one was olive drab green. All beautiful colors. I thought this would go best with the teal Jeep. So we ordered a pair of these for me and Paul. Now, I hear rumor on the website, you can pre-order a coyote color, which that I definitely would have ordered instead of gray, because that would have looked sick. There is a ton of windows on this thing. You've got 2 vents on the roof. You have 3 windows on each side, which I'll show you when we get on the inside, and then we've got a big vent here. Another important thing, 2 doors, 1 on each side. Have you ever tried to get out of a tent that has 1 door in the middle of the night, not wake up your partner? to go pee or steal a snack out of the fridge? Or even better, have you really wanted to get out of your rooftop tent in the middle of the night, go down a ladder to go out in the cold to pee? Yeah, I doubt it. One of the real things I like about this is they've thought about the little things. Something so simple. You know when you get in a tent, you have the door and it just blows all over the place, or you have to roll it up and tie. They don't. They had Velcro. Amazing product, been around for years. Velcro. Now, obviously mesh on the door. What's this? More Velcro. Works like a charm. And you can do this on the inside or the outside of the tent. So come on in. As you'll see, I'm doing something you can't do in a rooftop tent right now. I'm a 6 foot tall fat guy standing up. And they've designed this in a way that if the doors were shut, I could change without exciting any of the nearby campers. You'll see we've got all these great windows. Now these are what they call a tri-layer window. So we have this beautiful mesh Velcro. We have a clear windstorm, so now you can see out, but you don't get any wind. And then last but not least, you have your insulated clothes that also helps keep some light down. Now, if you had got the blackout version of this tent, it is practically black in the daytime. If you really want to take naps during the day and don't want any light, that would be the way to go. Now, we also have the 2 vents up here, which we can close, but because of the insulation on this tri-layer fabric, which is just heavy duty as hell and keeps in the temperature, you would probably definitely want to keep a lot of vents open no matter what the weather so that you don't create condensation. But if you don't want to worry about heat and cold, down here, no, these aren't hookups for your toilet. These are for your air conditioning or heater units. You can plumb in your diesel heater, you could plumb in your AC from like EcoFlow or something, and you can be glamping like crazy. So that's great. They also have, which is in the bag I didn't get out, we have some hanging bags where we can put our stuff in that clip to the poles. Now these poles are strong as hell. You have nothing to worry about. You can just pull them in. That's how it all goes back. And it's just like, it's so much easier than fighting with your own tent poles and everything, or arguing with your spouse where to put it and when in order to set the tent up. I know what you were thinking, guys. Get out of the gutter. So look what we have on the other side. Another door. So depending on what you like to do, you can also remove the floor out of this. And it has a lot of room before you get to the edges. So you could have no floor and just have grass down if you wanted. Or if you needed to clean the floor, you could take it out and go clean it. So also a nice feature. Or if you're really concerned on saving ounces, you could leave the floor at home. So let's talk about the accessories that we bought that came with the tent. So obviously we have the heavy duty all-weather bag. Like this bag is built like a tank or a body bag. In here we've got one of the hanging things that go from the tent poles inside, so you can stick your stuff in. Get zippers. It's nice, same material. We have some evil tent pegs. Look at that. I don't know if there's a tent accessory kit or a murder in a handbag kit. Next, that is the ground sheet for the tent. Obviously, I'm not going to set that up. The tent is already on the ground, but you can use it. But the owner who's designed this has said you don't need to. And I would agree, you don't need to use it. The fabric's so heavy duty on the bottom. And really, how dirty or sharp of a place are you setting your tent up anyway? Now this, if you live in the Pacific Northwest, every tent you have should have one of these. This is what looks like a massive rainfly. So you'll see there's holes here that you can unzip. And this would allow your vent to still ventilate. We have a whole nother bag of guy lines and pegs. Looks like that probably pulls to there. That was well thought out. Excellent. So that keeps it on the tent. We've got room for the doors. We can peg it out. which, like I said, I don't think you need to peg the tent out, but if it's raining pretty bad, I would definitely peg the 4 pieces of the fly out just to give you that spatialness, and it'll probably allow you to have a little bit more airflow of your other windows when it's open. All in all, that's pretty impressive. That is a heck of a rain fly. There's pros and cons though. There's always gonna be pros and cons. Con, you have to have room to put this tent in or on your vehicle. It does not pack up as small as like a backpacking tent, but it is definitely smaller than a swag tent when it's packed, which you've seen us use many times, and provides a lot more room once set up. So that is great. It, like I said before, it was designed to fit behind the seat in a Gladiator at the footwell without any issues interfering with the doors. It just sat there, good to go. Unfortunately, I don't have a Gladiator. We're gonna work with what we got as a 2-door, and I'm not putting a roof rack on it to put it up there. Pro, you can stand up in it. How many rooftop tents can you stand up in? I don't know of many. At least you can stand up, you can change, you can have some more extracurricular fun inside with your partner, do a few different Kama Sutra positions that you couldn't do in a rooftop tent. All win-win there, I think. You could, I suppose, even, there's enough room in there, you probably could even cook coffee in the morning and stuff. I don't know about the safety ideas, but safety second, right, Casey? Why didn't I choose a rooftop tent? Well, there's many reasons. One, I think they look stupid because we all have these vehicles and we know they're not 100% off-road all the time. I don't want to drive around on a daily basis with a stupid looking tent on the roof. One, it looks dumb. Two, the vehicle handles horribly compared to when it doesn't have it on it. Yes, you can do a lot of things to compensate, but it'll always be better without it. Parking garages become an issue. I personally park underground in an apartment, so I have 6'8" to deal with, therefore, no tent. I chose tires and suspension over tent, which I think is the better option. Secondly, do you really want to be that guy at the Whole Foods with the vehicle and the tent on top? It seems very weird. It's different if you have the space to take it on and off when you're not using it, or it's below the roof line of a Gladiator so it's nice and tucked out of the way and you're not dealing with all the added suspension driving characteristics. That's fine. Secondly, most people don't understand they need to dry out their rooftop tent. Like, no matter how good they think it's sealed up when it's closed, it will get wet. It'll get wet driving around in the rain, it'll grow mold, it will cause health issues if you don't address that. Now, this also gets wet when it's outside in the rain, and you have to dry it out. But once I've dried it out and put it away in its bag, and then put it back on the shelf in the garage, I don't have to worry about it getting wet anymore unless you have a really leaky garage. In that case, tents are not your main problem. You can move on to the next video. Another idea, I don't like ladders. It's not that I'm heavy and the ladder moves. The ladders are great nowadays. My partner can get up in the middle of the night and go use the washroom. She won't wake me up, climb over top, step on me, or shake the entire vehicle getting out, which I also won't do to her when I get up earlier in the morning to start the coffee, so that when she arises, there's that sweet, sweet aroma of freshly ground coffee beans put through the AeroPress, waiting to be delivered. I could write a whole book on how to treat your woman, guys. Don't worry. That'll be coming soon. It'll be on Epic Manufacturing Store. All in all, it sets up so easy, and that's basically my main thing. I did swag for a long time because I could roll it out, put 3 poles in, my bed was already in it, I didn't have to air it up, and I could go to sleep instantly if I wanted. The downside, it is enormous when it's packed up compared to any other tent on the market, and when it's unpacked, it's smaller than most tents, even though it was so damn big. You see this tent? It's beautiful. You could use it anywhere, any weather. You could take it to Burning Man because it's very similar. It's a very good festival tent. Hell, if you lost your home and need an emergency shelter, also a good tent. Might not be the first purchase after the home gets knocked down, but you get the idea. You could be a prepper, have one of those just in case. Now's the time we get to taking it down. And there we go. Nice and small. Ready to carry home. All right. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe. Put some comments down below. What do you think of this tent? What's your favorite tent? Why did you choose the tent you chose? Are you rocking a rooftop tent? Did I offend you about rooftop tents? Prove me wrong. I'm all for a good debate. So, till next time, have a blast.